Well, we have a lot of wind and also some rain, and forecast says in about half an hour or so we should have cats and dogs raining. So the dogs are here, and let's see where the cats are going to be. I just let them out of their dog enclosure, and as soon as it starts they will certainly hide here on the porch. And I'm also pretty sure that this will take further damage. But it doesn't matter, it is like it is. And we are getting ready to start our construction, to replace all this. And by the way, we decided to start with that workshop that is going to be on that platform instead of this open barn, because we can build a solar stanchion in a different way, and that is going to be the very first thing. But immediately after that, once we have resolved the power issue, then we will start building the workshop so that this is no longer needed, and everything that we still have in there finds a much better and dry place. So for now nothing bad happens, even if the remaining roof blows away. But after that we need to have a better place, because else everything will be exposed to the elements up there. Hello again. Let me show you around a little bit. As you can see, we have the generator running, and everybody, like Miriam here, tries to be somewhere dry because it is all wet. And I am going to show you around a little bit, and as you can see, there is quite a bit of puddles. Outside it is more impressive than inside here. So we got about 50 millimeters of rain, which equals to 50 liters. And let me show you around a little bit to gather some clips of what I can. Looks like it wants to dribble a little bit, so let's do this quick and collect more later. Later today we are supposed to get some sunshine back, and then I can show you a bit more. So the thing that I want you to see is what happened here in that wannabe food forest where we have some swales. But before we go in there, let's go and look over that wall here onto the neighbor's land. So the flooding, that puddle is not a flooding, that you saw last time is still there. It's not really changed despite all that rain, and as you can see, it looks more or less dry here, so like nothing would have happened. But I assure you, in further clips following this one, you will definitely see how much rain we have received. So here the interesting thing is that this trail basically has the same water level as before. So apparently having these things and a lot of living roots does help the water to infiltrate and be stored in the soil, and it does not create heavy flooding, because the outflow of the water reservoir has been flooded and also our seasonal creek that feeds the pond, which is now completely full, is also has been flooded overnight. So when I took my daughter to school this morning, it was still very early and not very light. I could see that already, and I'll go there later when the light is a bit better. But for now, as it is fresh, let me show you all these things here. And you can see this is definitely not flooded. So where has the water gone? I would think in the soil. So it has been stored, because over there, that was what I showed you first, it's not flooded either. And here in this area where a lot of water could accumulate, there's almost nothing. So that is very, very interesting. Of course, now that we have all this moisture, all kinds of things can now grow. And over here, you see, that swale here is also standing water in its bottom, which is good for the vetiver, because it is still warm enough for it to grow. And the sun is coming, so the temperatures will then go up again. I guess we are now at 18 centigrades. So here we have that. That is the third swale, but keep in mind, over there, the hose is still providing water whenever the solar pump at the outflow of the water reservoir starts pumping. So this has been filling up a little bit. Not that much, because it was already pretty dark, and that means less water transport. But it kind of has been primed, and this is not overflowing despite the fact that we got that much rain. So I would think that over there, which is kind of the catchment area for this, also a lot got into the ground, as it should. So that definitely will help. Keep in mind that so far only our surface has been wet, and the 4 meters down, they have been bone dry. I'm referring to the depth of the pond in the dog enclosure over there. That all has been dry so far. So now that is changing. So that's a very positive and good thing. So let's jump over here and show you a close-up of this. This is now filled. So you see the vetiver was planted at the old high water mark, and it's the high water mark, as you can see. Mr. Cat has food here, but he has been hiding inside of that, and now he doesn't want to come here. So he was a smart boy. So this is now full, so that's good. Of course, I would love to have a little bit more plants there, but it can be the very same vetiver. Just add a few more slips. But we didn't do this because the whole thing was too dry. And over summer I did not want to pump water into here. So this is looking very good. And now the stones there are underwater, and that exit is now also full. So now the trench that forms part of that other swale there is now connected to the pond. So that's good. And that hose continues to pump. I just leave it, it doesn't matter, because whenever there's sunshine we kind of replace the evaporation, so to say. So I have no other use for that water, and instead of letting it flow away into some river further down there, I can as well pump it here and use it to keep this area pretty moist. So that everything, while it is still warm, can make use of it. That should also help those trees there in the back. That are the trees that have been lagging behind. So this, by the way, is also one of the areas for projects where you guys, if you want to, can participate. Keep in mind, we want to work with volunteers, but not only. So if you do not want to be a volunteer but get paid, there is also an opportunity. I am currently working on the system to organize this on Caimito EU. A bunch of projects are already listed, and Angel and I will work on filling in the details so that everybody knows what these projects are about. But we are definitely also open to accept temporary employees. A month and more would be your stay then, and you would get paid and get free board and food and all that. But for a temporary employee, we do require proof of experience. So we will do an interview and chat and look at pictures of things that you have done already, and then we can employ you for a little while. A month would be the minimum, but better would probably be 3 months or even 6 months. And we are making some preparations to get this cortijo there fixed, to have a bathroom, toilet and sleeping quarters and all these things. So we will hire this out to someone who knows how to do that, and I would think next year it will then be available, and that is where this new way of doing projects will then start. So have a look. You can also leave comments on those Google Docs that are being used to describe the projects in more details. So even if you don't want to come here and actually get your hands dirty, you can still help us with your knowledge and suggestions. So check this out and have a look at the project descriptions and comment on them. Now, the only thing you need is a Google account, and you have that already because you are watching YouTube videos. So you are already equipped with everything you need. So please share what you think in these places.